the chapter people remember? Why'd you break it, my Miata? What were you hoping to find? I know I cut things off, I know I went ghost, but was it really worth the try? 3 hours from Jack's just to sit outside my place. 5 years of friendship down the drain, and this is how we ended. Always knew me better than I ever knew myself, and I always had a habit of putting feelings on a shelf. Were you hurt that I didn't text you back like all the others? Ooh, were you I said, why'd you break into my Miata? What were you hoping to find? 'Cause if the answer was me, you could've just said it.